Right. Yesterday, majorly two topics are concluded: test plan document and FRS document in detail, test analysis. First, today we focus on what is a test scenario, what is the need of writing scenarios for a project testing, and how to create the test scenarios. Note down the topic. Actually, all it comes under test to design phase. Better you note down this test design. Test design. What is this test design phase? Once we understand the product or client requirement, okay, before we proceed, what is formal testing and ad hoc testing? Systematic way of doing testing. Procedural way of doing testing is called formal testing. A company defined a process. This is the best way of doing testing on the current project. The process is, after understanding the requirement, clearly document totally what needs to be tested in our project. They're called test scenarios. Once the scenarios are documented, what are all the features to be tested in the current project is documented. A senior person will have a check whether everything is covered or anything is missed. Review the scenarios. Once the scenarios are finalized, yes, these are the 40 features to be tested, finalized. Take scenario 1, feature 1, login. You plan how to check this login feature. First, test login functionality by giving a correct username, correct password. Then check login functionality by giving a correct username, wrong password. Various plans you create to validate a scenario in a product. They are called test cases. What to test is called a scenario. How to test is called a test case. You document how to test these 40 features in our product. Check login like this. Check user registration like this. Check deposit functionality like this. We document the test procedures. They are called test cases. Again, the test cases will be submitted to your lead, who will have a check whether the prepared test cases are enough for testing the product or not. Test case also need to be reviewed, cross-checked. Once the test cases are finalized, then we start executing the test cases. Such a process-oriented testing is called formal testing. If you join with any process-oriented company, CMM level 3, level 4, level 5 companies. What do you mean by CMM level 3, level 4, level 5? Process-oriented organizations. In these organizations, after understanding the requirement, we have an activity called test design, where we document what to test, how to test. Technically speaking, we document test scenarios, then test cases. So after understanding the requirements of the project, the QA team members, testers, prepare test scenarios, test cases, and requirement traceability matrix for effectively testing a project. These are the 3 major documents prepared in the test design phase by the test engineers. So let us talk about all these documents one by one in detail. Let us start with the test scenarios. Take some short description about test design phase, then we go further. In this phase, In this phase, testers prepare the following documents for effectively testing a project. The following documents for effectively testing a project. For properly testing a project, we create some documentation. So what are the documents we prepare? List out one by one. Test scenarios. Second one. Test cases and test data. And lastly, requirement traceability matrix. Shortly called RTM. Requirement traceability matrix, shortly called RTM. So majorly we write scenarios, test cases, and requirement traceability matrix. Test data is a part of a test case document, and RTM document for properly testing a project. So let us start with the scenarios for today first. Note down test scenarios. Test scenario. Yes, how you define a test scenario? Supposing we are working on this RHRM project. Let's say we are working on this IRCTC project testing. After understanding the project, maybe in an Excel sheet or using a tool, project management tool, we properly document totally what are all the functionalities to be tested in this IRCTC website. In the admin module, these are the 20 features to be covered. In this customer module, these are the 40 features to be tested. Such a document is called scenario document. In very simple words, what to test in our project, if you documented, they are called scenarios. A feature to be tested, a functionality to be tested in our application under test. In the project under test is something but test scenarios. Make a note. Test scenario. A feature to be tested. Or a functionality to be tested. A feature to be tested, or a functionality to be tested. A functionality to be tested. A feature to be tested, a functionality to be tested in the application under test. In the application under test. In the application under test is called test scenario. A feature to be tested or a functionality to be tested in our application under test is called test scenario. Condition. In simple words, simply speaking, in simple words, what to test is called test scenario. What to test is called test scenario. In simple words, what to test is called test scenario. Right. After gaining the knowledge about our application, we need to properly document totally what are all the functionalities to be tested in our project. Such a document is called scenario document. In simple words, You prepared a consolidated list. These are the 40 features to be tested in our website. Such a consolidated list about the features to be tested is nothing but a scenario document. Fine. Before we start writing the scenarios, what is the need of writing scenarios for a project? To get an overview. You will get the overview about your application by referring the FRS document. See, after understanding the project, directly I can test it. Correct? Directly I can test whether all the features are working or not. Why to prepare this kind of document? Because preparing this document really takes lots of time. Rather than writing what to test, directly we can test. I understand IRCTC application functionalities. Instead of documenting what to be tested, directly I can test it. What is the necessity of preparing the scenarios for a project? Not to miss any requirement. To ensure 100% requirement coverage. If I directly start testing, if let's say without having any proper documentation, directly I start testing. A big project I am testing. So many modules, so many features. We cannot remember everything every day, correct? A weekend is coming. 2-3 days, no work. Next day, last Friday, what I did, gone. Correct? If I have a document, okay, totally 40 scenarios to be tested. Till last Friday, 12 scenarios are covered. Till 28 scenarios are pending. I will start again. Because I have a reference document to ensure 100% requirement coverage. If you test directly as you wish, there is a chance you may miss testing some functionalities. Correct? That is one reason. If calculate application, this document is not required. Anybody can remember only few features, can remember and test. When I'm working on a very big product, so many modules, so many features, not only one person, many people involved. I may thought, okay, the other team member tested it, I'm missing it. But other person not tested it. To ensure 100% requirement coverage, better to have a document that explains totally what needs to be tested in this project. It is one objective of having scenarios for a project. Other purpose. These 4 people involved in testing this project. A week time they spend to study the FRS, SRS. Another 2-3 days of time, a senior person given the KT to the team members. Only these 4 people have the idea or knowledge about our current project requirements. For some health reason, one person not available. Other team member resigned the company. I recruited another senior person. I recruited another person. That new person know what is a scenario, how to write scenario, how to write test cases. But the new person do not know about this client, this project requirement, correct? Only these 4 people have the knowledge about this project. For some reason, 1 or 2 team members are not available. If I ask other team member, you continue, the other team member will say, sir, I do not know about this project. If I have a document, scenario document, totally what are all the features to be tested in the project is listed. I give the scenario document to the new person. These are the 40 features to be tested. It is available clearly documented. 1 or 2 days, you first refer it. Next day onwards, the new person can able to start testing it. Because a document is clearly demonstrating totally what are all the features to be tested in the current product. To ensure 100% requirement coverage, to avoid the dependency, generally we follow proper documentation in a company. Remember, these level 3, level 4, level 5 companies, corporate companies, are not people dependent, they are process dependent. They will not depend on you, they will not depend on me. They will depend on the process. Any employee should be able to execute the process. If no documentation, there's a dependency. To avoid the dependency, to ensure 100% requirement coverage, better to follow some documentation like scenario document and test case documents. Understood? Right. Now, make a note. Purpose of test scenarios. Purpose of test scenarios. What is the need of preparing scenarios for a project testing? Purpose of test scenarios. First point, to ensure 100% requirement coverage. To ensure 100% requirement coverage. To ensure 100% requirement coverage. Second point, to avoid people dependency. People dependency. If everything is neatly documented, a new person also matter of 1 or 2 days, they refer the document. If the document is clearly saying totally what are the features should be tested in the current website, next day onward they can start. Right. Now, let us start learning how to write the scenarios for a project. First, before we start, few examples for, tell me few test scenarios for a calculator application. Did you understand the definition or not clearly? Tell me few scenarios for a calculator application. If you have documented,
Addition, subtraction,
what are the features to be
multiplication.
tested in this calculator? Addition,
All numbers working or not.
addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, these are called test scenarios. Okay. Tell me a few test scenarios for a IRCTC application. A new customer able to create an account or not.
Login.
Before login,
Registration functionality.
user registration functionality. The very first
Login.
scenario, check new user registration functionality. Scenario 2, check login.
Login function.
Scenario 3, check the user able to
Change
recover
password.
the lost password or not, forgot password functionality working or not. Scenario 4, check user able to browse the train schedules or not. Scenario 5, check
the
user
ticket.
able to book a train ticket or not. Scenario 6, check
Cancel
user
it.
able to cancel the train ticket or not. Something like this. What are the functionalities to be tested in our website? If neatly documented, they are called test scenarios. So let us start writing scenarios for our HRM application. Otherwise, yesterday I opened some FRS document, right? Did you check? I uploaded the document in our LMS. I uploaded that FRS document in our learning management system under the section manual project testing documents. Right. First, I'll teach you how to write scenarios for the Primus Bank application. Then you write scenarios for RHRM application. Here, generally the work requirement by requirement will go with the work. Totally, there are about 40 requirements in my project. I'll take the first business requirement, Primus Bank homepage. First, I will write what to test in the Primus Bank homepage requirement. What to test in the homepage. After documenting what are all the features to be tested in the homepage, then I go with the second requirement. So requirement by requirement, we write scenarios and test cases. Let me start with the first requirement, Primus Bank application homepage. What to test in this Primus Bank homepage. Where will write? Maybe here you are writing in a notebook, in a company. Either Excel sheets or we use a project management tool like Jira. We have two options. First, I'll go with the Excel sheets. I have the templates. Generally, every company will follow some predefined templates. Let us say, for example, Capgemini, you joined as a test engineer. Will you create the scenario template? Will you define the format? No. Already they are using some format. Only that format will be given to you. There will be some ready-made templates for any QA process. Infosys already defined the QA process in their organization. Capgemini already defined a process. Process meaning some templates and procedures. Whatever the templates available in your company, the template will be given to you. Let me teach. What is the most common template used in any company for writing test scenarios? I'll create the template here so that you'll have more clarity. In your company, you will not create it. Already your company using some formats will be given to you. Header section project name. I'm defining the template here. Then coming to detail component, what is hash generally represents? Number. Test
Serial
scenario number, serial number. A test scenario ID. But mostly used one is number. Test scenario number is the first column. Next column, test scenario description. How important this scenario functionality for testing priority? This scenario belongs to which business requirement name. These 4 scenarios belongs to homepage. These 8 scenarios belongs to branches requirement. These 5 scenarios belongs to money transfer requirement, something like this. We have to map with the requirement name. And one project you have multiple modules, module name. This scenario belongs to admin module, banker module, or customer module, or something like this. This is a format generally we follow in the companies. Whatever the templates I'm defining here, I'm following the guidelines given by IEEE board. IEEE 829 guidelines. IEEE, Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineering, Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineering, given some suggestions, guidelines for the software industry, the best practices. IEEE 829. 829 is a unique number assigned for testing documentation standards. IEEE 829, like ISO 9001, like ISO 9008. 829 is a number given by IEEE board for software testing templates. a standard for software and system testing documentation. Every MNC company will follow these standards. If a company want to be certified as a level 3, level 4, level 5 company, they must follow the IEEE given rules. A person started a software company with a 10,000 crores of investment. He cannot publish my company is a level 5 company. They have to apply for a certification. An external authority will certify based on the process. They must follow the standards, then only that company will be certified. Like if I want to get ISO certification, I need to apply for a certification, correct? The same way it is. The inspection authority will come, check whether you are following these IEEE, NOSCOM, and QMS given guidelines or not. There are some certain rules. When all the conditions are satisfied, then only your company will be certified. If a company want to be certified as level 3 or level 4 or level 5 company, they must follow IEEE 8 to 9 standards in their testing documentation.
It's a testing template for the company to be recognized as a certain level.
Correct. Here. Better you note on this empty template first, then we start writing. Note on this. Test scenario template. Test scenario template. Test scenario template. So what is the format generally software companies will follow for writing scenario? That is called test scenario template. Make it. This template is not decided by me. I define this template as per the IEEE given suggestions. Got it?
Yes.
Project name, scenario number, scenario description, priority, how important the scenario for testing called priority column. This scenario belongs to which business requirement, and this scenario belongs to which module name. Taken? Right. Now, let me use this template for writing scenarios for the Primus Bank project. First requirement. Here, first I'll update the project name. Primus Bank. Listen, first listen. Then you can take it. Here, first we have to update our project name. These scenarios belongs to this particular project to be identifiable. Name of the project Primus Bank. Then I'm writing scenarios for first two requirement in my project. Primus Bank homepage. Generally, first I refer the requirement. I study the requirement description. The Primus Bank homepage allows different users, admin, bank employees, and different customers, individual customers, corporate customers, international customers to log in and access the application for further usage. Also, it provides some information about various services offered by the bank. As per the description available in the FRS document, what to test in the Primus Bank homepage, I'll update here. There are nothing but scenarios for the Primus Bank homepage requirement. For every scenario, we assign a number. TS001. Here, TS stands for Telangana State. Okay, good. Test scenario 001. TS001. Here we are going to describe what needs to be tested. All right, in this way. Check admin able to log in or not. Don't write. Firstly, John, I'll change them. I'll change them. I can also write in this way. Check admin login functionality. First of all, scenario meaning itself functionality, correct? Scenario meaning what are the functionalities to be tested? Then why to write every time check login functionality, check deposit functionality? Functionality not required. Make it simple, check admin login. See, the way I frame a sentence in English may be different. The way you write a sentence in English may be different. I written like this, check admin login. You have written like this, check admin able to log in or not. Both are accepted. Both are accepted, correct? Whatever the way you frame a sentence, it should be understandable to others to proceed. That's it. Got it? Check admin login. And how important the scenario for testing? We generally classify priority as very high priority, medium priority, low priority. What is the need of this column? Let's say totally we have documented 40 functionalities to be tested in the website, 40 scenarios. Now I ask my team members, you proceed testing with the 40. What is the better approach here? 40 features to be tested, no doubt. What is the better way of doing testing? First filter very high priority functionalities in the file. Check very high priority functionalities first. Then high priority, then medium priority, finally low priority. Generally, not only here, any job, I'm asking you, you have to finish these 4 works, 1 week time given. Generally, what is the better way of doing this work? My lead asked me to do 4 works. In these 4, what is very high priority job? Next priority, next priority, next priority. You start doing the work based on the priority. It's called priority-based approach. 1 week is done. 1 week is done. Very high priority work, medium priority work completed. Low priority work is not completed. Time deadline is met. You said to me, the 3 are completed. That low priority work is not completed. Low priority work not completed. No issue, tomorrow you can do it. Generally, that is the psychology, correct? If you said to me that low priority, medium priority, high priority work is completed, that very high priority work is not completed, I will not accept. Correct? So generally, the better approach of doing testing also, first test very high priority features, then high priority features, then medium priority features, then low priority features. What is the advantage you get here? One advantage. As we are testing very critical high priority functionalities at the beginning stage, we can able to report critical issues at early stage to development team. I'm testing major important features at the beginning phase. If something is not working, money transfer, online bills payment, very high priority functionality not working. Day 1 I reported. Developer have plenty of time, smoothly they resolve it. Supposing out of 10 days of work schedule, I'm not following this order. Last day I'm testing money transfer, online bills payment, not working. I reported. Now my developer will question me. Almost last 9 days I'm sitting idle. Tomorrow there is a release. Today you are saying money transfer, online bills payment not working, which are very important areas. It may result in postponing the delivery schedules. You are answerable at that moment to your lead. because you opted a wrong approach. So better approach of doing testing, first check all important functionalities in the website. Then next important functionalities, very high priority, medium priority, low priority. It is a better way of doing testing. How you decide it? If I update the priority value, totally 40 scenarios are documented. I create a filter on the priority. First, I choose very high. It will show only very high priority scenario. I'll execute. Then high, then medium, finally low. In order to decide what to test first, what to test next, what to test next, and what to test last, while writing scenarios itself, you update how important they are for testing using priority column. Hope this point is clear, right? So what are the various possible priorities? Very high, medium, low. Here, actually, very high, almost same. Very high, all are major scenarios only, correct? If I classify only into two, high priority, low priority, totally 40. 20 high priority, 20 low priority. If I classified into only two categories, 20 high priority, 20 low priority. What to test first? How many are there? In this 20, what to test first? There is no very high then. Hence, for ease of work point of view, high will be further segregated into very high. So first we focus on very high. Then the requirement name. This scenario belongs to Premise Bank homepage. Whatever the requirement name finalized, same requirement name you have to update. Premise Bank homepage. This admin login belongs to admin module of the product. Then scenario 2. Yes, you tell me now. Check banker or bank employee, anything will go. Sorry. Banker login, otherwise bank employee login. Login definitely very high priority. Login definitely will take very high priority. It also belongs to Premise Bank homepage of banker module. Bank employee meaning banker module. The scenario 3. Check. See, let's say I documented like this. Take customer login. I spend lot of time to study the requirement document. My lead given a KT to me. I have the clarity there are 3 types of customers. Somebody else referring my document. Some other team member referring my document to continue. Will they understand? Maybe they feel there is only one type of customer, but actually as per the requirement, there are 3 types of customers. Document should be very crystal clear. Once the documentation prepared, this documentation is prepared, a person who do not know anything about our project should able to understand totally what needs to be tested with the reference of this document. Again, you no need to refer SRS and KTs are not required. We spend lot of time to study the requirement. Many KTs are given. Based on the complete knowledge, whatever we have gained about the requirement, based on this knowledge, whatever we have acquired, finally we are preparing a consolidated list. Once this list is ready, a person who do not know anything about our application should able to understand totally what needs to be tested just by referring the scenario document. Again, they should not refer SRS and KTs. That is the objective of making this document. The way you document it is not clear. We have to keep this documentation aside. Correct? Objective is not sustained. Crystal clear documentation we have to maintain. So rather than writing like this, better you describe in a detailed way. Check. individual customer login. Definitely login is very high priority. This also belongs to Primus Bank homepage, but it belongs to customer module. One moment. Scenario 4. Check corporate customer login. It is also very high priority. The same Primus Bank homepage of customer module. The scenario 5. Check international customer login. It is also very high priority of the same customer module. As per the requirement description, the home page provides information about various services offered by the bank, meaning there will be some links about us, contact us, terms and conditions, something like that. So after this, I need to test even all links present on the home page is showing the right content or not. I'll write simply like this. Check home page links. I'm taking as home page generally for any website, little high priority. This also belongs to Primus Bank home page. Actually, home page is the gateway for all of the modules, correct? Home page is the gateway for all of the modules. Here I'm covering under just one module, say admin, something like this. Anything will go. Because this belongs to 3 modules. Let us cover under any one of the modules. So this is how we write scenarios. Please confirm it's understood till now. Right. Note on this. Test scenarios for, I'll upload this document in our LMS, no doubt. Still, when you refer in notes, you should get more clarity about it. Test scenarios for Primus Bank homepage requirement. Test scenarios for Primus Bank homepage requirement. To take this format also as it is, because in a company we have to follow the template, proper template. Whatever the templates I'm introducing in your training here, please try to sketch the templates many times. You have to remember all of these template columns because let's say you are giving some experience and attending an interview. I'll ask you, what is the scenario template you are following in your company? If you take a gap, it's understood, correct? You are putting some experience and giving an interview. I'll ask you, what is the scenario template you are following in your company? You said you are already working, right? So what is the scenario template you are following in your company? What is the test case template you are following in a company? What is the defect report template you are following in a company? You should be able to immediately sketch and demonstrate. If really you have work experience, every day you deal with these documents, right? Every day you deal with this document. You open the document, you write or you execute. If you take some time here, it is clearly understood. So sometimes the interview, what they do, they will give a white paper and ask you, will you sketch out the scenario template you follow in your company? You document the test case template or defect template you are following in a company. Immediately you should be able to write. Okay, right. So all the templates, whatever I'm introducing, majorly scenario template, test case template, we'll discuss defect report template. Do practice many times till very speedily you should be able to demonstrate the template. And you may have a question, sir, every company will follow the same templates. Yes, because I said these templates are not defined by Infosys. These templates are not defined by Capgemini, not by me. These are IEEE given guidelines. Okay. Okay, some other company, one moment, some other company, Capgemini company, they have to document what to test. You tell me without using this column, what are the other columns they use? Definitely you have to use this column only, correct? Number, every scenario should have a number. What to be tested need to be described. How important it is for testing need to be updated. This scenario belongs to which requirement and which module. Any company, same template you see. Generally, template meaning a pro forma format. You go to ICICI Bank to make a deposit in your account. They give a template to you, correct? A pre-printed format. One moment. What is this? Certificate template. Correct? I can call it as a certificate template. There is no data, but template is same. For any student, we use the same template, a format. It's a printed template. It is a soft copy. That's it. It is also a template. For predefined format is called template. Yes.
The class that 40-day program provides for training, 3 hours daily.
That is
3.2 million students.
that is for experience giving people.
So let's say you give us 3 years experience with the
That will not work out.
8%.
That will not work out.
That's it.
It cannot be matched. Only for the freshers it will work out, certificate. Experience person is different, right? You are giving 3.2 years of experience. Last month I completed testing in Kuwait. Right?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir,
Post it.
yeah, sir. Sir, each and every company have different of projects. So, if somebody is putting an experience of about 2 years, and in his company there is a module called banking module that you just taught us. On the other company, there is no project like banking project. So, sir, on that, what we should have to do?
Now that new project, whatever assigned to you need to be understood, right? What is the first page of testing? Understanding the project. See,
Yes, sir.
today you are testing X project, tomorrow you test Y project, day after tomorrow you do not know. Whatever the new client, whatever the new project, definitely KTs will be given, requirement documents are given. The first work is understanding the product. That is the first work.
Got it, sir.
Right. In these many years of my experience, I never get a chance to work on a healthcare project. Listen clearly. I worked on banking domain. I worked on ERP domain, SAP testing. I worked on e-commerce, finance. I never worked on healthcare applications because I didn't get the option to work in healthcare project. As I'm domain expert in banking and finance, ERP, every time my management used to take care of this ERP kind of projects and banking kind of projects. Because I know in and out of manufacturing, ERP domain, banking domain. So my management always keep me in this kind of similar kind of domain, similar kind of clients, because my experience will be utilized there. Supposing today in a new company or anything, my management asked me, Suresh, you take care of this healthcare project. I'm zero in healthcare. I do not know about the domain. I know testing, but I do not know the domain, healthcare domain. Like you, I have to study again. What is this healthcare? What are the modules? What is called health insurance? What is the process? I have to study. Then only we gain the knowledge. Got it? So any new project assigned, definitely you need to spend lots of time to gain the knowledge about the product domain. For that, we have an activity called KTs, studying the requirement, test analysis.
So will the interviewer ask which project have you worked with?
I worked in NAB, National American Bank. NAB, you know? National American Bank. Okay, it's certain projects. And I worked on Cisco account. National American Bank, and First American Bank. All these
No.
are separate projects at time.
No, sir. What I'm asking is, will the interviewer ask us which project have you worked with?
Okay, I thought you asked me.
No, no.
You are going to interview without resume?
No, sir. With the resume.
In the resume, you highlighted some projects, right?
Okay.
Then if you give some other, you explain some other projects. Whatever the projects you resume is your story, correct? So what kind of projects to be kept in the resume? That is your question?
No, my question is, will the interviewer ask specifically which project have you worked with?
Definitely will ask. See, as per your resume, when you are going to an interview, there is a resume. In the resume, you are highlighting 2-3 projects, right? I worked in this project in this company. I worked in this project in this company. Only definitely they will ask you, explain about your previous project. How many test cases you write in a day? Yes, madam. 3.2, 4.2. How many test cases you write in a day in a previous company? Previously you worked, right? You are working. Currently you are working on giving an interview. Approximately how many test cases you write in a day? You should be able to answer this question, correct? How many test cases you execute in a day? Will explain some critical issue you have identified in your previous experience. You reported a bug to developer rejected it, then how you handle the situation? You are reporting a bug to the developer is not accepting it as a bug. Developer rejecting the bug, developer not accepting it as a bug. How you handle the situation? We'll discuss about it. We have time. Right. Note on this. First, we are concentrating on content learning. Once content learning, subject learning is done, before we wind up the training, we give you the inputs how to make up the things for freshers and experience giving people separately. Okay, that is a proper stop. That is the end. First, concentrate on learning the content. We give set of interview questions for freshers separately, experienced people separately. We have everything ready-made framework. Don't worry about it. It's not about my first batch. Correct? Right. Taken? Well, if you understand the process correctly, writing scenario, I'm randomly picking some requirements because we are learning. Randomly, I'm picking some requirement. We write scenarios. There's one more requirement in the same Primary Bank application called branches. One more business requirement in the admin module. It is available in admin module. We are referring admin module functional document. There is a business requirement with a name called branches. Description available. Prototype available. By referring this, you write scenarios for this branches requirement. Continue. Write test scenarios for branches requirement. Write test scenarios for branches requirement. Branches requirement in admin module of Primary Bank application. In admin module of Primary Bank application. Write the scenarios for branches requirement in admin module of Primary Bank application. Venkat, stop recording for next 5 minutes. I'll write here, you have a check. See, I can simply write in 2 minutes. What I'm trying to do, here I am not learning how to write scenarios, you are learning. If you write scenario, if you write test cases, then only you will get the confidence. I can write scenario, I can create test cases. It's a matter of 2 minutes for me to writing all of the scenarios, but that is not the objective of this training here. I know how to write scenario. You are learning, so you have to write scenarios. Right. What is the first scenario you have created? Check.
Creating new branch, adding a new branch.
Admin able to
Add a
create
new-
new branch or not. Check admin able to register, create a new branch or not, or check new branch registration, anything will go. I'm taking as high priority. Very high. I can take as high priority. Say very high priority. The name of the requirement, branches of admin module. Scenario, next scenario. Check admin able to modify the branch details or not. Address chain, contact number chain. Admin should able to modify in the system. Check admin able to update, or I can use a word, modify branch details or not. I'm taking as medium priority. Every day the branch address will change. Medium priority. Not very high tested. We need to test it, but medium priority, not high priority.
So do you have to mention admin again and again, because we already know this is a admin module?
Hmm?
In test scenario description, do we have to mention admin again and again, because we already know it's a admin
If I
module?
remove this statement is a meaningful statement. Right. Then
We can also mention, right, check modification of existing branch, something like that.
yes, please. Now, what is wrong in writing check admin able to? The statement should be meaningful. Yes, what is your question?
You should check admin able to open register branch or not.
We are covering that one also. See, this sequence is not important. Coverage is important. Everything is covered or not important. The sequence is not important. Okay. But anyhow, we are not going to test in the sequence. We are going to test as per the priority sequence. Got it? The scenario 9. Check admin able to delete unwanted branches or not. Admin able to delete unwanted branches or not. I'll take it as low priority. Though I am not able to delete it, there will be one extra branch in the system, that's it. It's a low priority. Check admin able to view and search branches based on given, there are some conditions, country, state, and city. Country wise, I want to view total branches available in a particular country, say India. I want to view branches available in a particular state, Telangana state of India, in a particular city, Hyderabad. Filter condition. Check admin able to view such branches based on the given country, state, city. Check admin able to view or search branches based on the given country, state, city or not. I'll take as maybe low priority. So listen, actually it is a high priority or medium priority. You updated as low priority. Anything will go serious. It's a medium priority scenario or a high priority scenario, but you thought it is a low priority, you updated low priority. Will anything go serious? If high priority today I am testing, low priority tomorrow I am testing. Finally, coverage is required here. And after writing the scenario, end of the day, you are submitting to your lead. What is the lead job here? I check all scenarios are covered or not, priorities and everything. I feel it is not low priority, high priority, I will change it. For that reason, there is a lead there to cross-check the documentation. From your end, you are updating and submitting to the next level. The next level person will have a review. Everything is correctly documented or not. I feel it is not low priority, medium priority, I will change it. Once the scenarios are verified, finalized, approved, then only the next work begins, test case writing. Once the scenarios are finalized, approved, scenario by scenario, we create test cases. Anyhow, after writing the scenario, there is a next activity called review process. Your senior person will have a cross-check and confirm. So these are the scenarios belongs to branches requirement. Hope understood this, right? Almost you covered like this. You covered this, right? Okay. See.
Can we add
I clearly said you, right scenarios belongs to only branches. Maybe the next task, right scenarios belongs to roles. That time we are going to cover for the roles related features. The project will have in the dashboard, there will be multiple options, but requirement by requirement we are going. First, this time you focus only scenarios belongs to branches. Next, you write scenarios belongs to roles. Next, you write scenarios belongs to users. Next, we write scenario belongs to employee. One by one, we go like this. Got it? Requirement by requirement, we go. Fine.
So can we add one more scenario like clear filter working on at low priority?
While creating test case scenario, meaning what to be tested, admin able to view or search. That is a scenario. How to test it? We are going to write test cases. At that time, we have to concentrate on the clear button also. So for example, check new branch registration working or not. That is one scenario, correct? What is the first scenario you said now? Check admin able to create a new branch or not. Coming to new branch registration, there will be some fields like branch name, address 1, address 2, country, state, city, submit, reset, cancel. At the time of writing the test procedure, step 1, step 2, step 3, you check cancel button working or not, submit button working or not, reset button working or not. That we are going to cover by the time of writing test cases. What to test? Admin able to search the branch details or not. How to test it? Select the country, select the state, select the city, click search button. System should display the relevant details. Click clear button. System should clear all the fields, should display all the branch details. That is test cases. This moment we are not writing how to test, we are writing what to test. Understood this, right? Right. Take one more task.
Sir,
Yes, madam.
yeah, just for idea, I'm asking.
Yes.
Nowadays, some banks are merging with some other banks, right? Nowadays, Union Bank merged with Andhra Bank. So in that situation, they need to change any software also? Or
Completely, they will go for migrations. They'll give a contact to a software company. Say, for example, X bank using Oracle database, Y bank using some other database, X bank using some application, Y bank using some other software application. Whatever the application, they are only front ends. Finally, where is the business data? Maybe some application made using .NET, whatever it may be, front end. Other bank using some other software, they are only front end UI. The X bank data, Y bank data, where it is available finally? The databases.
Yes.
Application layer only for user point of view, correct? Whatever we are keying, finally it is getting stored in the database. In the X bank database, complete business data is available. In Y bank database, complete business data is available. Now, we have to migrate the two formats of the data into unified format. It is called technically data warehousing ETL concept. Extracting data from various sources. Extracting, transforming, and loading into a unified format. Listen. Simple example, some employees data or my students data. Some student data available in Excel file. Student ID, student name, contact number. Now the data, some data available in an Excel sheet. In some Oracle database, I have a table, database table, student. Some data available in the Oracle database. Same student ID, student name, something, fields may be different. Some data present in a text file, notepad file. Student ID, one pipe symbol, student name, one pipe symbol, contact number. 100 records available in Excel sheet, 100 records available in database, some 100 records are available in the TXT file. ETL concept is, one moment. The ETL concept is write some code which get the data from Excel, which get the data from this database, which get the data from TXT file, put all the records in a unified format. The student ID, the student name, the contact number, all 300 records will be available will get in the same format. So generally, database programmers will write the code to fetch the data from Excel, TXT file, various databases, put the data into the single file in a same format. So like this, data transformation will be generally happen. It's called technically ETL. For this, for retrieving the data like this, they can use SQL procedures, or we have some tools like Cognos or Informatica, some kind of tools. Or business intelligence tool, Power BI will do the same. There are many reporting tools, ETL tools, they are called actually, ETL tools, Cognos, Informatica, the BI, Power BI, all this comes under ETL tools. In fact, in SQL Server also we have some reporting tools. Right. For today, I conclude here. Tomorrow we'll write scenarios for, I'll give a KT about RIHRM. Concept understood, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll give a KT about RIHRM application. Like when you are working on Agile model, when we are working on Agile model, there is no requirement specification. Your BA will give a KT about the product to you. In the same way, to simulate the process, I'll give a KT about RIHRM application to you tomorrow. After listening the KT, you should be able to write scenarios. Okay? So you're not coming tomorrow? All right. After writing scenarios, it's a matter of 15 to 20 minutes of job. Then immediately I introduce you test case topic. What is a test case? What is the importance of test cases? Whatever the scenarios we are concluding for RIHRM project, for those scenarios, we start creating the test cases. Thank you. We continue tomorrow. Thank you, online team. We continue tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.